About 14 years ago, my family met two little kids living in a foster home right next door to us. They were biological brothers who had been through a lot in their short lives. We met these boys about the same time that we were starting a new church in Minneapolis called Solomon's Porch. The whole idea behind this church was to create a place where our lives felt more whole, where faith wasn't something we only practiced on Sundays, but where our Christian belief and our daily lives were kind of the same thing. That meant that when we read passages like the one from the book of James that reads, "Religion that is pure before God is this, to care for orphans and widows," we had to consider how that verse implicated us. We were living next to modern-day orphans. We had to decide if this passage was just a nice thought or something that should actually move us to action. So after lots of conversation with our two biological children and mountains of paperwork, the day came for Ruben and Chico to pack up everything they owned into a couple of blue plastic tubs and carry them across the driveway from their foster home to our house. In one afternoon, they went from being our neighbors to being our family. I tell you this story because my experience of being part of this family has changed my ideas about what it means to live in a community of people. Community is a pretty popular word these days. It seems to me that this word has entered our collective imagination because it hits in our very deepest places of need. We all want to belong to something. We have a need for safety, for companionship, and for relationship. When church is the place that we find all of that, I think that's pretty great. But community means more than being in the same place or believing the same things or having the same goals. Community is gathering together to create and generate and struggle and participate.